Hey guys, welcome back to another one here on my channel. If you are new to the channel, I like to do anything from cars to business to investments. I basically put my fingers in all the pies. I hate that expression, but I just try and do as much as I possibly can. And I hope I'll continue to as I get older. So I'm just trying to make as much incomes, as much fun, and basically as much cash as I can. So I tried CCN, CREP Chief Notify. If you haven't heard about it, it's called a cooking group. It's basically an online group. They tell you when the stuff drops. You can then go and buy it. They tell you where to buy it, where to sell it, how to sell it, around about how much for. So I'm going to give my honest opinion on the 2 months that I was in CREP Chief Notify. Tried it like a year or so ago, gave up. Tried it again this time and I said to myself, I'll do it properly. Just a quick one, this isn't me praising CREP Chief, this isn't me saying don't go to them. This is purely me saying my honest opinion and how it went for me. It may be different for you, it may be worse, you may have better results. Essentially, what they say is what you put in is what you get out, and that's out of everything. So there is that side of it as well. I did try and take it somewhat serious, but I definitely could have put more time into these other places. Anyway, let's talk about how my 2 months went. What I believe is the first thing that I bought was Prime, the Prime drink from KSI and Logan Paul. I bought 2 crates of it. They're like a pack of 12, so 24 in total. That was a very hard drop. Now they're in shops and everything. It's hard to sell them. But back then, it was around, I want to say October, November, September-ish time. They were still like impossible to get a hold of. So I got 2 of the Tropical Punch. I sold 1 crate to a kid who wanted to sell them to his schoolmates, which I thought was quite cool and inspirational. Even at that age, he's trying to make cash. I rate it. I then took 2 out of the other pack of 12 to have for myself and my family. We enjoyed them. That left me with 10. I then sold the remaining 10 to a corner shop up north. I don't think it was Wakey Wines though. Yeah, I bought them for around £50 and I think I sold the first crate alone for £50 from what I remember. I don't remember the exact figures, but I know the total figure was around £30 profit. I put it on the group because you have to keep a note of how much you make and how much you spend, how much you make, and then it works out your profit, and it's all done in the group, which is quite cool. So if you just asked a bot like what's my total earnings, it will tell you everything that you've made. I also kept it on my own spreadsheet, but it was cool to have it on the actual like app as well. So yeah, I put that on the group. It wasn't an amazing profit, but to be honest, a profit is a profit. I got slated for the prices, and that is one thing you'll see quite often. Me personally, I experienced a lot of help in the group from like the admins and stuff. But there is so much hate in that group. Everyone thinks they're better than everyone else, and everyone's always trying to undercut everyone else. I will go onto that towards the end of the video, like how I think the group is kind of ruining itself at the same time as growing itself. I then bought some Silverstone tickets. They were, I think, £500 for 2. They were the 3-day Formula 1 tickets, which are incredibly rare. They sold out instantly purely because the website just crashed, so the waiting time was hours long, but to be honest, not many people actually got through. I didn't get through, so I had to buy them off someone else. I have got my money back on them tickets purely because I can't deal with the stress of being sat on £500 tickets. As much as the profit, they're saying you could get like over £1,000 profit, which I do trust. It's not a risk I want to take. I want to try and grow another business, which I'm going to be making a video of at some point. But to have that £500 sat in tickets, I'd rather get the cash out. So I got my money back. It's a shame. I would have liked to, as I said, make the profit. So that is on me. I can't blame the group on that. But in that case, the group was a positive. And with the Prime as well, it was a positive. Because the Prime was such a limited drop, it was impossible to find it on your own. So the group, it sends you pings every time something restocks or drops. So in that sense, it's amazing. That was good for the Prime. And then for the tickets, I bought them off someone on the group, so I wouldn't have got them if it wasn't for the group. So in that sense, it is actually quite a good group. I was then in Starbucks one night and I thought I recognised their mugs. They were like the Halloween mugs, so I bought, I think it was 2. I sold them for a tiny profit after all the fees and everything, because they also show you on eBay how to get like £1 fees or like the most smallest fees possible. I didn't understand it. It's somewhat hard to understand, and there is definitely a skill to it. You need to do more research before you just jump in. I still made a profit again. It wasn't great, and that is probably down to me again. Like the free sales, I must say it is down to me. However, I am going to say, as I said, why I think the group is bad as well as it is good. Then the final thing is their like main thing, an air fryer. This one was a limited run. It was like a black and copper one, dual zone, like the perfect one, and come with an apron, like everything. It was sick. I was really struggling to sell it. I then sold it to a family friend, again, for a small profit. I didn't make a loss on anything. And I think that is probably good for the group. That is a testament to the group. I could have made more. I hold my hands up. If I was more patient or knew more about what I was actually trying to do, I probably could have made more. But even though I wasn't very good at what I did, I still made a profit. So in that sense, that is a good point for the group. I made profit. They told me when to buy it, when to sell it, how to sell it. They are a good group. And I've just said that about 10 times. But this isn't me slating them, because I am about to say why I think the group isn't as good as it may seem. The group is getting very full now. There's a lot of people in the group, which is amazing. It's so good to see so many people win and make profits, because there's some people actually coming out of their jobs to do this full time. And as I said, the more you put in, the more you are going to get out. So in that sense, it is a great thing. But there becomes a point where the seller is also the buyer, and that's kind of a hard construct to understand. I'll try my best to explain what I mean, because I don't even know if what I just said is what I mean. Let's say something drops. The group will create hype because the group sold it out. To the normal people like our parents, our cousins, people who aren't in the group, they don't even know the product dropped. So in that sense, what I'm trying to say is the group sometimes creates more hype than the product is actually worth. One thing I can't hold against them is the cutting of price. There's minimal people who do undercut what everyone says the price should be. So the group does work together, and that is a great thing. I do like that kind of like camaraderie, teamwork stuff. Like, it is good to see everyone going for the same goal at the same time. But yeah, there are some products they talk about which you do have to be a bit careful and think, is this actually hyped, or is this hyped in our group? Outside of the group, it's not hyped. And then the worst thing is, you don't want to be stuck with a product. A lot of products that they say to get, you can get a refund on after like 14 days or 28 days. So again, it is almost risk-free. It's just something to keep in mind. Would I go back to the group? Most probably. Just as of right now, I've got too much going on. I'm trying to launch another business. I want to make sure my focus is on that, as well as my channel, as well as my number plates. I just want to make sure that I don't take too much on at the same time. I'm happy to have loads on, but I want to make sure each thing is like, the foundations are there, if that makes sense. And at the moment, I'm happy with buying and selling private number plates. So yeah, it was a weird one. I think I've made sense. It's a great group, and I've got nothing against them. As I said, I would probably go back. Like and subscribe. Comment any suggestions or improvements, or even your thoughts if you've been in the group or you're thinking about going into the group. And hopefully, I'll see you again. Cheers.